Fox 2.
A 10-car BART train derailed, dozens of passengers evacuated, and service shut down between two stations tonight. New information about how it may have happened and a plan to restore service by the morning commute.
The old BART went flying, right, and went up in the air, and then everyone was freaking out.
We will need to bring in a crane to re-rail the 10-car train so that it can be moved to a yard for a full inspection.
And just within the last 30 minutes, BART confirming that today's heat played a major role in that derailment. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike Meebeck.
And I'm Heather Holmes. The San Francisco-bound train derailed shortly before 6 tonight at David Avenue and Hastings Drive there in Concord. That's between the Concord and Pleasant Hill stations. We get live coverage tonight from KTVU's Brooks DeRose at the scene of that derailment. Brooks.
Well, BART has wasted no time getting employees out here. We've seen dozens of them show up in the parking lot, and then they're crossing the street. Over my shoulder here, you see where they're working on the tracks. They now have that crane in place. The train is what they're trying to get on the tracks to move out of the way. They're also trying to quickly repair and replace damaged track. And the initial assessment is heat is really to blame here, that it bent the metal and caused the track to bend, and the last two train cars just came off. From the air, Skyfox captures this San Francisco-bound BART train at a standstill. The last two cars of a 10-car train derailed. Passengers on the ground shaken.
Anxiety, it bumped.
Felt during the evening commute Tuesday between the Concord and Pleasant Hill BART stations. Josh Radigan describes a wild ride.
Basically, the old BART went flying, right, and went up in the air, and then everyone was freaking out. It was like a roller coaster or something, you know?
Officials say 50 passengers were on board. Some pulled the emergency door release. Others were rescued by firefighters, many reaching safety through a hole in the fence. A few taken away on stretchers. No one was seriously hurt, but passengers were anxious and taken by bus to nearby BART stations.
They took us to Pleasant Hill, and they said everybody has to get off the BART and take bus, and then they said it was going to take us all the way to Antioch, and then they just dropped off us here, and they said you have to go back on BART. So I just called my brother to see if he can pick me up. I don't want to go by BART again.
The cause of the incident now under investigation, including if the train hit something or if hot weather could have been part of the problem.
Heat can definitely manipulate tracks, so it's definitely something we'll be looking at.
We saw a bent rail, damage, and debris all left behind. BART says work to fix it all is underway.
Derailments are rare for transit systems, but they do happen. And this, we're having no major injuries and not any damage to the opposite track, is very good news. And we just want to make sure that we do a proper investigation and then get this out of the way as soon as possible so that we can resume train service.
A couple people who were nearby at the time of the derailment describe actually seeing some sparks from the train, and that ignited some small brush fires that Contra Costa Fire had to put out, and those were put out rather quickly, but just another issue that you have in the heat. Now, as for what is next here, BART says that it's going to continue the bus bridge between Concord and Pleasant Hill to keep those passengers moving along the system. But as of tomorrow at 5 a.m., they hope to have a single track working so trains can still pass through this area. And then once they replace the track on the other side, then they can restore to full service. We'll see how quickly that happens. For now, reporting live in Concord, Brooks DeRose, KTVU Fox 2 News.